Every family has its roots somewhere, and for the Hedberg family, we've always had Dad as our leader, and when he was back trucking, he called himself the Lone Spruce. Why did he call himself the Lone Spruce? Because my entire life, there has been the biggest pine tree, spruce tree, outside my parents' property. And due to a wicked storm last night, the tree is now lying safely in the ditch, not at my parents' house, not over their house, not on any vehicle, and not on any person. But its final resting place is not something any of us thought we'd see in our lifetime. Today's July 28th, 2010. Last night, a storm, which some called a tornado, some called straight line winds, came through the town of Laketown, across Elvson Pond, and took out a big portion of trees at my parents' house. I'm trying to do a running commentary here, but forgive me if I get choked up, because this is unreal to see that this is how my parents' property looks now. Right now we have a crew of Renelle and her son Matt. I'm Robin. My husband Jim and son Carter are helping. My twin sister Raylene is here as well. On the west edge of our property, there has always been a line of pine trees. When we were younger and we had to mow the grass, we'd flip a coin. Who has to go around all those little pine trees? And over the years, they've grown taller and taller and taller till they almost envied the height of the lone spruce. Never quite got that tall. But as you can see, the one on the very end snapped over and it flew all the way here, and this is where it landed in my parents' yard. The rest, however, landed somewhat in a domino fashion, just falling straight over, and thanks to their height being just short enough, you can see that they just missed my parents' house. Right now Matt's in there with the chainsaw trying to get some stuff cleaned up. And this is our property line. I'm going to try to get up higher here. So you can see all the trees sort of just fell over. One of the things that probably helped them fall over is because it's been raining like crazy this whole summer. So that probably helped the roots actually not hold them in at all. But yeah, this is how it was. It lined up. This always marked our parking lot. This is where we'd hide all the extra Easter eggs. This is where we'd... This whole area here where we used to park now is just a big mass of pine trees. Not the funnest thing to have to clean up. Thankfully we've got a few people that know what they're doing. The outside of the home suffered some damage. You can see right up there, that's where the TV antenna is. Still waiting for the insurance adjuster to come so we can get everything squared away.
It probably costs money.
You can see the lawn is just scattered with everything from shingles from the other side of the house, and we'll get to that in a minute, to pots for flowers, parts of a shed. This tree right here, the interesting thing about this is one of the reasons we don't think it was just straight line winds, is because on this side of the tree, this is where this broke off. It broke off on the left side here and carried over here to the right, but you can tell it's sort of like twisted off. It wasn't just blown straight off. And again, we're sitting here with parts of a shed. The shed is now considered a mangled part of Mom and Dad's clothesline. We've got debris scattered everywhere. The scary thing is, if anybody had been outside, not only do we have things like some sort of seat and things with wire flying around the yard. I mean, we had things like this that landed on top of the slide. Very sharp. Not have been good if there was any children about or anything. But yeah, here's the clothesline. There's the shed that was housing a bunch of old chairs and other items, and that was just blown apart there. And you could tell by some of the twisting, it was pretty high winds. And we've got just things that just tended to wrap themselves around poles around here. And more pieces of Mom and Dad's shed. And out in the field there, there's probably, who knows what that flew from my parents' yard. Family members keep showing up, which is good to help. Our lilac bushes, which had come on the whole back side of the property, actually look like they all just sort of were, someone sat on them and laid down on them. We've got, you can see here how they're all sort of laying towards to the right, like someone just went and sat down on them. Damage to the house on the outside includes this window that's broken here in the very back of the house. This is where Mom and Dad's bedroom is. They also had damage, I don't know if you can hear me over this, but you can hear damage to the roof. The wind took the part of the frame off the door on the outside of the house, and also on the inside of the house as well. We also have a broken window here in the back. And in the very top there we had shingles that blew off, so the house had to be, at least for now, have a tarp over it. They were leaning and some helpers put on there last night so Mom and Dad wouldn't have so much water leaking in their bedroom. There was some water there. So you can see, you know, again, something stayed intact. So that this is the line of trees. And there's the house. Not much room to spare. Like a few feet to spare only.